Vincenzo's Go Crypto Investing this March the 31st, 2025 nightly update on commodities Monday. So we wanted to go look at briefly here, and then we'll get into some jabroni killer comments. We got the gold market right here. You can see we've hit a new all-time high again. We breached, still do not want to buy you as we talk about gold. As we breached today, $3,129. And if you've been a long time follower of the station, and there are a few of you and a couple of Jabroni Killer members, again, the first mover advantage is the gold bullion. We looked at this when we came online here in about April of 2020, when we started making videos. We identified this 13 cup and handle that started in the 2002 bull run and culminated in 2011 at the end of the financial crisis. We have the big uptrend. Now you have the rounding bottom forming the cup. Then you have your neckline up here. And then you have your handle, which was the consolidation before the breakout, and a down and sideways consolidation there. And that is one of the most bullish formations you can get when it's in a long time frame. And you can see where we started this at was the dot-com bubble in 99 2000, gold bottomed and started a almost about a 10-year rally where we went from about $254 an ounce, and we had our final blow off top at about 1950, 6.5 times itself in the gold bullion price over the course of from about 2000, 1999, and then it had its blow off top right here in 2011. So a 6.5x move from 1999 in gold bullion up to there. Then we were in this major pattern, and we started coming online here with the first mover advantage based on truth, trust, education, and information in about April of 2020. There's the COVID dump right there. All the markets felt it, and old Vincenzo started making videos in April and May. This is when we came on, and our first group of videos started in April. I don't think we did them in March. I think it was the end of April. And look where gold bullion was. It was sitting just above its COVID dump point at between a range low of 1674 and a range high of 1762. And we put that target up there based on that pattern. Uh, and it took 4.5 years to break out, but we told you it was going to happen. And we had a $3,538 target. And look where we're at now. 3,127. We're less than $400 away from hitting that cup and handle target. And then eventually we're going to $5,000, but there could be a consolidation for a year or two after we hit that $3,500 target, because this was from the point of a breakout, a substantial move to get to 3,500. It's an 82% rally from the breakout and from the bear market bottom where we hit in 2016 about $1,000 roughly, right around $1,000. It might have briefly been a day or two below that, but from the bottom, that's a 240% move, right? So that's the first mover advantage. The same thing with the price of silver. Silver hasn't hit our target yet. We had a target of from 2011, and then we need to go out. This is an even longer pattern, the 1980 high at $49 to $50. Then we had the 2011 high in the same area. And we think this is the same as gold, just over a longer period, where you have your cup rounding bottom forming, mountain double top, your handle right there, right? And now we're breaking out of the handle. Over the last several years, it started in about 2019, right when the COVID dump happened. That's when we broke out of the handle. And I think we're going, come here. He always likes to start talking when we're doing videos, but I think you're about to hit the $48 target. And then I think you're going to $100 in silver. I don't know if it's this year, next year, or the year after, but this year has got a high probability that we take out and actually hit the $48 target, a target that we made again when we came out in 2000. and 20 just after COVID. So the price of silver was running about 15, 16, $17 when we put that target up there. And we're going to get there. And I think $48, we're going to take that out this year. And then I do have targets between 100 and $140 because I do think silver will get over $100 in the not too distant future. And that's the first mover advantage that you get with the commodities. And we do own B2 Gold and a bunch of other all these stocks. This is my own personal portfolio, not telling you to buy them, but these I've been accumulating in some cases for 6 years now, right? And I have never sold. I just keep accumulating, waiting for the return that I want. And they're pretty much all up now. We can actually look at that if you want. The market was down the last couple of days. Today we were down $20. Let's see, gains, losses. First Majestic Silver up 8%, B2 Gold down 4%. In this one, I have 900 in this one, and then 1600 in another one, and then 500 and something. I got 3100 total. Fortuna Silver, we're up 52%. Kinross Gold, we're up 141%. And you can see Kinross Gold. I've been buying this one for a very long time. History, if it'll show me when I bought them. It used to show, they updated the app, so it's a little bit different, but Kinross I've been buying for a long time. Maybe that'll show me it. No. Well, anyways, I've been buying it for, I don't know, 5.5 years, but we're up. That's our biggest up right now. We're up $3,000 or 29.55 and 74 cents, 141.54%. We don't have any Newmont, $13. Pan American Silver, we're up 54.89%. Rivian, 300 shares, we're down 10%. But in this portfolio right here, we're up $4,187 or 28.18%. And I own mining stocks in different accounts, but based on what we thought and knew, but the first mover, we thought that the gold price was going to break out, so we just buy and hold the mining stocks. Let's see, remember Jabroni Killers, and remember Industry Cheap, $3.99 to help support the channel and spread our message and word. And just like my lovely subscriber here, uh, Brother V, I was looking at SHX chart and looks like we can go back to 0.005. Let's take a look at the SHX chart. And if you want to become members of Jabroni Killers, a growing movement to support the channel and to make sure you always have the trust, truth, education, and information that you need to make an informed and heighten your ability to make an informed and educated decision based on knowing what's going on for yourself. You can go into any of my videos and you can go to the home page. This guy's going to try to talk to us, but we don't care. You go to any of my videos, my home screen, hit that join, get us to 2,000 subscribers. So make sure you hit that subscription, or you can use my video description below in the pinned comment. Uh, or in the video description and join Jabroni Killers for $3.99 a month to keep this channel rolling along, bringing you the unbiased truth and trust, and a spot you can come where you know you can trust because you see the evidence in the history and the way we do business around here. You know you can trust, and it's factual and non-biased, impartial, and not bought and paid for by the criminal gangsters. But if you look at the big, SHX, we want to look at member Jabroni Killer. I think we have that on here. How to put it on one of these. No, SHX. Coin. Community. I think he said SHX. Come on. Sorry, it's been a long day, people. Working the side job after the main job. Get out of there. SHX. So that is it. Bear with me here. SHX coin. This is this guy right here. Let's see, 0.005. Yes, that's an area that we've been, or I've been targeting from the last time, maybe when you brought this coin to my attention. Gotta look at it in the hour time frame, 4 hour time frame, maybe. Here we go. See what we were looking at there? Maybe a potential rally back up into the moving averages, and then our underneath target was 0.005217. That is the mean of the volume, and that's what this red resistance box is, along with this little line that sticks out. And this red line that sticks out comes from the VIX volume profile. That is the mean of the volume for the history of the coin. So that's an area I'm expecting it to come back down to between the 0.0047 and the 0.0052 before there could be some sort of a bounce, because it doesn't look like it wanted to do any sort of a bounce there. But that is the range that I'm targeting, is right there, right? So right in the area that you're talking about, I fully believe that it has a high probability, and I do believe that it is going to go there. For how long? Don't know. Could it go below it? Yes, but I'm very confident that it is going near that 0.0052 to 0.0047. If we take a look at the XRP price, the XRP price is still right about where we thought it would be. And the thing that we've been talking about for quite some time, and the chart's not loading. Oh, I'm in the wrong one. Crypto. XRP. This is, at nauseum, our head and shoulders topping out reversal pattern. So you know all about that. We called it out in that purple circle up there, and you can watch any video the last 2.5 to almost 3 months now. They've been consistent, the same message over and over and over, because we're first mover advantage here. And right now we're trading on the neckline, and you would expect it to try to fight to stay above it, because if it breaks that neckline, which I believe the next move down, which it been talking about this for about 10 days, is down to the 200-day moving average. And you do know, I believe we're going to have a bearish cross, and the XRP coin get full screen where the 50, and now it's getting close. And we made that call back here that we would have a reversal where the 50, you can see it in red there, was way above the blue, which is the 100, that it would eventually cross it, because we were getting short to medium term bearish. And you can see, as the forecast is, by the end of this week, we should have that bearish cross. The 50-day or the 200-day moving average is now running parallel. And I do believe also that in about 2 weeks from now, maybe three, we're going to have a golden bearish cross where the 50 actually gets below the long-term moving average, or the 200 in the daily time frame. And it looks like that. I do believe that's going to happen too. So I believe the bearish pressure is going to continue. And then as you hit the 200-day moving average, you could have a slight bounce, but then I believe you would get the rejection by the neckline instead of getting supported on the neckline like you have recently, once, twice, 3 times. And then right now, you've hit it and only wicked down, but you bounced and had a nice rally. I think you would get rejected by the neckline, and that would force you down potentially, when that happens, to our targeted move at $1.29, because I believe XRP has to come down to $1.29 based on the pattern, based on all the money on that 8x move up, a lot of money by retail traders that got fleece heisted and shisted by these felonious, still don't want to buy you, infiltrated and paid crypto stations and mainstream media to hype the train and to try to keep the pump going and to fuel the pump. A lot of the retail traders that never bought this or owned it got trapped very, very high. And I think we need to get a big capitulation, and that's why you're trading out in that pattern where the smart money or the whales bought the bear market for 2 years, and then they sold some of their position at the peak of the bull run in this long, drawn out top, which it's a long, drawn out top because they're slowly selling to get the most money they can. Then you have the capitulation down to the $1.29. Then you have, on that way down, all the stops get hit from the retail traders that bought all up in here. Their stops are getting hit at 60 to 90% down from the top. That flushes it, makes the targeted move, and then just as they sell their last share, the whales come back in and start accumulating back down there near the $1.29 level. And I think that's exactly what's going to happen So be prepared, be educated, like the channel. Peace and love. The Rex Eyebrow J.